second leg of the Division 1 playoff semi-finals. A place in the Millennium Stadium and a game against Norwich City awaits the winners. A big night, Millwall against Birmingham City. Millwall have the master of late drama back. Steve Claridge fit again, having been hampered by bruised ribs recently. And Claridge for Neil Harris is the only difference from those who started at St Andrews. There are 2 changes in Birmingham personnel and a different system as Steve Bruce prepares his players for the Lions' den. Down to the bench go midfield men Damien Johnson and Darren Carter. Into the frame, Paul Devlin, pass fit after a groin injury, and defender Steve Vickers. Whether that means 5-3-2 or 3-5-2 might just depend on how the game's going. Birmingham in their chain strip of all yellow this evening. Millwall in customary blue. Reed. Livermore to Bull. Looking for Dublin. Cooper stooped to head clear, and it's touched by Hughes to Jeff Kenner. Stern John. Oh, it's a lovely little touch to Devlin. Now it's Horsfield. John in support. Horsfield looking to go alone. Blocked by Nethercott. Second chance Horsfield as he's bundled over. The referee with only a cursory glance towards the tackle. Away come Millwall with Eiffel. He's left Tebley sprawling. Tebley back in for more. Eiffel to Lawrence. Plenty of time for Pearce to guide it back to his keeper.
Well, certainly the layoff by Stern John was superb, and then once Horsfield was held up on the edge of the box, really too many bodies in there.
This is Cahill. Tebley managing to get his cross in. It's Dublin waiting. Hit it into the ground. Took the pace off it. Made the save comfortable for Vassett.
Well, he did well, Cahill, to get any cross in at all. Came through Tebley, got by Kenner. It was a half-hearted attempt by Dublin.
What an irony it was at the weekend that the player on loan from Aston Villa should score the equaliser for Mark McGee's side at St Andrews. Went down like a lead balloon with the home crowd then. This is Stern John. Good use of the feet to find Hughes, trying to get away from Livermore. Livermore's been left behind. Devlin. Birmingham City do have numbers forward here. This is Jeff Horsfield, and Jeff Horsfield has done well. It's just behind John and the ball's out. Mooney's shot irrelevant. The ball adjudged to have crossed the byline.
Well, it's good play by Horsfield. It's just a little bit unfortunate to take it over the line. Certainly well picked up by the assistant. That is the threat of Birmingham, certainly. You get Stern John up there, Tommy Mooney as well, likes to join in the attacks.
Well, that looked closer to me than it did you.
Yeah, well, it was very, very close.
To get it across. When Mooney stabs it clear, it will come back. It's Matt Lawrence. Is he going to fancy one? Wouldn't go on his right foot. Now it will. Lawrence with a little chip. Well wide. Matt Lawrence has yet to score in 96 Millwall appearances before tonight.
Well, his touch wasn't the best. Really, the second one let him down. And there was a shooting opportunity for somebody who fancied to go with his left foot. He obviously didn't.
John. Now Devlin. Reed came back at him. Good work from Jeff Kenner. Oh, and still Kenner. Finally progress held up by Bull, who's been forced into giving away the corner.
It didn't make it easy for Kenner. Kenner wanted to get forward, but really Bull defending well, made it very, very tight for him to get round.
Granger over towards the corner to whip one in left-footed. Vickers forward. And it comes where it's headed goals by Tebele, and ball appeals come in from Birmingham's players. The referee quickly indicated that he thought the chest of ball was what cleared the ball behind.
That was great delivery. It was a great header by Tebele as well. Certainly, I think it was not just the side of his body. No doubt about that, but good defending. That's what he's there for, though.
The big guns have stayed up there for this outswinger from Granger. There'll be a signal in that somewhere, bouncing the ball once. Now to get the perfect delivery. The next stage of the equation. Plenty of time taken by Granger. Now it comes in. And Horsfield has headed high, or Darren Pearce, in fact, I beg your pardon. He's put it high over the bar.
Well, I think on the second one, marking was a little bit tighter. Everyone was much more aware. It wasn't an easy ball, really, to get a free header on. It was too flat.
Tebele. John used his body well. Mooney with him. Stern John has left the ball behind for an instant. This is Granger. Granger looking for Stern John again. It's sliced behind by Livermore. Birmingham corner. Noise level rises from the travelling support.
Well, been impressed by some of the touches of Stern John, but certainly he didn't pick out that pass, the run of Mooney, who was on to his left-hand side. I think Mooney was a little bit disappointed the ball wasn't played early, and certainly just in front of him.
Martin Granger to try and deliver again. Mooney being watched by Cahill all over the area. Delivered deep. Rising again was Olivier Tebele in there. That's two headers he's had.
Well, better quality ball from Granger when he's on the right-hand side, whipping those balls in. And Pearce and Tebele were both challenging for that one.
Note again that Ronnie Ball was sticking right by his station on that post, should Tebele have squeezed that just a few inches to the other side. Eiffel. And still Paul Eiffel. And still Eiffel. Now the blue shirts get into the middle for him, and he's forced a corner single-handedly. Is there time to take it? Next question.
Well, he was going a long way round. Did well in the end just to get something from it. Had no real help down that left-hand side.
Well, we have now played 3 minutes of injury time. This will be the last action of the half. And it comes. Nico Vasson tries to get there, and it's still not in, and Cahill has clipped the bar. And hurt himself in the process.
Well, Vasson made his mind up to come again. Unfortunately, I think it was headed on by Pearce, and Cahill will know that he should have put that in. It was a good opportunity. Free header. A lot of bodies in there, so it was always difficult for Vasson to get onto it. Good work by Kenner just to get the first clearance.
Just couldn't get above the ball.
No, he never really got up and got above it.
A moment of drama to end a half, which ends goalless. Olivier Tebele has had two headers from Birmingham City corners going close. One cleared off the line by Ronnie Ball. And then at the end, Tim Cahill clipping the crossbar. That's as close as either side have come. At half-time, it's Millwall 0, Birmingham City 0. Second half underway at the New Den. Birmingham starting with a spring in their step. Stern John showed too much of it, though, to Darren Ward. Forward back towards Stern John. Rather sliced by Ward. This is Devlin. Kenner looking for the run of Brian Hughes. Livermore guards it out. What would have been the message at half-time, David?
Well, I think certainly more of the same, really. I think perhaps a little bit more quality from the Millwall point of view. I don't think they put that many great crosses in. An over-eagerness perhaps to get the ball forward. So it's important perhaps that they look to get Reid and Eiffel on the ball, and then look then to be crossing from the right areas.
Salvaged by Cahill. Now Reid. And Lawrence. Mooney in his way. It was Vickers who headed away as far as Reid. Livermore finds Bull. Two yellow shirts converge upon him. Ronnie Ball with a little flash of skill. Didn't quite come off, but good to see.
Sign of confidence from Ronnie Ball, not known, I don't think, for his neat footwork. He only had one option, really, to try and pick out Claridge down the left-hand side, though.
There's Livermore, should be Vasson's, and oh, he's dropped it! Oh, and the gift is missed by Dion Dublin.
Well, it was a gift as well. Should have been easy pickings for Vasson. He just drops it right down at Dublin's feet. Perhaps Dublin might have relished that a little bit more had it been on his right foot. But what an opportunity at this stage of the game.
Incessant noise now from the Millwall fans. Let them all come down to the den is what they usually cry. They're looking forward to the cream of the Premiership coming down here. And they're doing everything that they can do to try and aid their team to reach the Premiership. Devlin impeded Reid.
Well, it was clever play by Stephen Reid, because really he forced the foul by Devlin, just cutting across. He knew that perhaps that Birmingham wouldn't be able to sort of allow him a free run. Somebody had to make contact.
Again, Birmingham pulled the Masterx back. It's Reid to deliver. Tebberley to clear. Now Devlin, only Stern-John on for him. Little flick off the head of Livermore. Stern-John's taken it up. Stern-John clear and through for Birmingham City. What a moment! And Stern-John has wasted it. Now hear the noise.
Well, he did magnificently well to get himself in that position. Millwall throwing all men forward. Tailor-made for the pace of Stern-John, but really ball just jumps up slightly. And it was a wild effort, but he gracefully got himself in front of Warner, and he looked all the way poised to score a goal.
And this is John, and now Mooney, and he's got away from Lawrence. Three in the middle. Tommy Mooney considers his cross. Now it's Horsfield. Got his angles wrong.
Well, it was a poor header, certainly he should have done better. I think it's come off the side of his head, but it was a good ball. One of the few balls really we've seen Birmingham supply from the left-hand side.
It's John. Kenner looking for Horsfield, trying to hold off Nethercott. Horsfield brought it down pretty well and has stabbed it just over the top.
Well, he did really well, Horsfield. Held the challenge of Nethercott off well. Just got a little opportunity to get his toe on it. Thought for a second that Warner might have got a little flick.
Lawrence. Michael's lost it. This is Tebberley. Devlin. Horsfield. And this is John. And carry on, says the referee. And Stern-John will do just that. Oh, inches away.
Well, White, he just didn't play the ball left to Lazaridis, who's in acres of space. Does well to get the ball there, but then really he's got to pass to Lazaridis on the left-hand side. Caught in two minds.
That tells its own story. The message somewhere in all that is, why didn't you pass? Mark McGee knows what it's like to play in these playoff occasions. He was a loser with Newcastle United in 1990. Lost to Sunderland. Not the sort of game you want to lose. After a draw, his team were beaten at home. Is Lightning going to strike twice? Birmingham are going to try and make sure it does, with Andrew Johnson, who's forced a corner as we cross the line into injury time. At least 3 minutes for either side to find a winner. Granger across. Headed clear by Dublin. Didn't fall for Devlin to shoot. Granger. Missed by Dublin. What a chance this is. It's Vickers, and it's turned in by Stern John. It could be the goal that takes Birmingham City to Cardiff.
Well, Dublin did well to clear the first ball in, but Devlin did equally well to get that ball. It was a Granger. It wasn't the easiest of balls to hoop back in. It was ideally placed really for Vickers to have a shot, but when he put it in front, easiest goal, easy as you like for Stern John. He's made amends for that chance that he missed earlier.
Now there was a man who in his playing days was cool as a cucumber. Not now, he's confined to the touchline. Pure, unadulterated joy. Millwall haven't quite given up. Nethercotty's forward as an extra striker. Free kick goes to Birmingham City, coming up to 2 minutes of injury time played. 1 more minute for Birmingham City to hold on and claim their place at the Millennium Stadium a week on Sunday. Vasson forward. Up goes John, who has made full amends for that earlier miss. Doesn't have to worry about that now.
Well, he's done well. He's reacted to the ball in. Didn't stand when Vickers received the ball. He wants to get into the danger area. A poacher's goal without a shadow of a doubt.
There'll be a few more checks of the watch. There'll be a few more songs to be sung. Not from those home supporters, unless the tide can turn one last time. Desperation stakes for Millwall. All their hard work may be about to come to naught. Graham Laws has had a long look at his stopwatch. Ronnie Ball puts it forward. It's full-time at the Den. It's full-time for Millwall's promotion hopes. Birmingham continue to the Millennium Stadium thanks to Stern John's last gasp winner. What a moment for the Trinidad and Tobago International. What a time for Birmingham City. They have hated these playoffs in recent years. The hope is still there with them this time. It's Birmingham City against Norwich City in Cardiff on Sunday week. They'll be there. Extra time was looming. It was a time for heroes, and Birmingham City found one. It was the player who had missed the easiest chance of the game when he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper earlier on. But when he got one-on-one with an open goal, there was no way that Stern John was going to miss the opportunity. That's what it means to the travelling fans. What a journey it's going to be back up the M40 for them tonight. Karen Brady waves to the Birmingham City supporters. The managing director shows that we're all just fans at heart. Celebration among the travelling contingent. And a hug from Chairman David Gold for his top woman. A dramatic ending, aren't they always in these playoff games? Birmingham City winners by 1-0.
Well, Steve, congratulations. You left it very, very late, but the playoff hoodoo is over.
Well, we're still in the playoffs, that's for sure, but we've got one step further. We've got a big final coming up next week, and we're delighted. I'm delighted for everybody concerned. My staff, the supporters, who've helped me enormously, and patting the back of the players as well. They've had to put up with a lot of crap that they haven't got the bottle and this, that and the other. And tonight I think they answered a few.
The goal took a long time to come, didn't it?
Yeah, actually it did. I'm thankful for the goal, and I was unlucky in the first one when I went to finish. The ball hit a divot and it was a bad finish, but I kept going and I was rewarded in the end with a goal.
There was quite a few chances. Did you think the goal was never going to come?
I've been cursing Stern all night, but we've had 2-3 wonderful opportunities, and you do think, is it going to be yours? But I always thought we were in with a good chance, and we'll keep creating chances because, you know, the onus was on Millwall to come and attack us. And, but when it leaves it that late, it's it's very, very nice. Makes up for the disappointment of last year, of course, when I lost in the last minute. So I know what Millwall are going through.
And a big final to look forward to. Norwich, fancy it?
Yeah, I'm up for it. You know, our team, we're ready for the final, and we're gonna see if we can win it and see if we can go to the Premiership.
It's been a huge transformation at Birmingham City since you took over. Are you surprised at how quickly it's all turned around?
Yeah, I am. Of course I am. It's all credit to the players, and I said before, me staff. And people who've backed me as well, because we've had a hell of a turnaround of players. I think there was only 3 players who played last year at Preston. That's how quickly it's changed. So we've got ourselves in with a chance, and I hope that's a reward for all the hard work everybody's done.
Now Norwich in the final, an even bigger prize at stake, huge.
Well, somebody said to me a week ago we didn't like to tempt fate, but it has to be Norwich, doesn't it? With my connections, Mark Bowen's, John Benson's, Keith Birchin's, we've all played there and been there with Norwich. I've still got many friends there. It's going to be a bit divided next week, of course.